might be back to play against Miami.
True.
They've talked about, so which is this week. So,
Well, I could play against Miami. I mean,
Do you have any eligibility left? That's what I want to know.
No, I used it up all in that fifth year.
What's it called? Pro Player Stadium?
Well, anyway, you're talking about your game managers. You can play that for Kirk Cousins, by the way, because that guy didn't put on the big boy pants. Has yet to put on the big boy.
I like Kirk Cousins.
Well, the weird thing about all these guys, if you watch them, they have games where they've won. I don't know these guys personally. I'm just saying from the sample size that these guys have played, you look at, and some of these guys have had different coaching staffs. They all kind of do the same things with these guys for the most part, is they do kind of wrangle them in. They never let them loose for the most part. They always are like, let's supplement them with, compliment them with a running attack, or let's just have them throw a lot on first down and then possibly third down. And it's always safe throws. They don't have them throw down the field. It's always
conservative.
Yeah. So the next tier is the defensive nightmares.
Defensive nightmares.
And number 14. Out of respect for what he's done for his career, obviously the guy below him is probably going to rise. He's a shooting star. He'll go much higher than number 14. But Cam Newton is number 14. I have Lamar at 15.
Cam Newton. Lugs, I know you have some thoughts about that guy.
Well, you know what? The man had talent, but he just didn't use his brain. I mean, he thought that he could just run over people.
Did the ego get in the way?
I believe so. And plus, he was so combative with the officials and with the NFL administration. They let opposing teams, he took some licks that, if they had put that on Brady, hell, they'd put him in jail, So, he did himself no favors. I think he's a man with talent that just kind of got wasted in between.
And I think the big difference, kind of like you said, which again is a blessing for Lamar early on, is I think went against Cam Newton is early in his career, he went through a lot of offenses that I don't think properly utilized his ability, and they didn't build personnel the correct way around him, where Lamar is just, I think from a polish standpoint, I think Lamar is better. As great as Lamar is an athlete, I don't think he's as good as athlete as Cam Newton is, and that's no disrespect to Lamar.
I agree.
I just think that you look at Cam Newton. He's 6'5", he's a tank, and he can run.
Yeah.
He averaged for his career. I'm not counting this year. He averaged 600 yards rushing per year, and he averaged 7 rushing touchdowns a year. So he then he could actually throw the ball. He had some accuracy issues, but he wasn't woeful as some people had him. So, and he was an MVP. So I'm not saying he's bad. It's just unfortunately
bad system maybe.
Yeah, and again goes back
coaching.
to your point. They never built around him correctly early on, and he became damaged on some level.
Did he have Mike Martz as a coordinator?
No. Luckily for him, he did not have Mike Martz.
Yeah, well, kind of looked like it.
The next tier is they're the Pocket Wizards. They're named that because obviously
the Pocket Wizards.
Obviously, they can sling the ball, but if you want any mobility, it's not going to happen.
Can't you get that from Ron Popeil, the Pocket Wizard?
I believe you can.
Oh, that was the Pocket Fisherman. Sorry. Go ahead.
So at number 10, I have Matt Ryan. Number 11, I have Phillip Rivers.
I like him.
Number 12, I have Roethlisberger. And number 13, I have Goff.
The big money man. Goff,
I don't know if I believe in Goff so much as being a pocket wizard, I got to say.
You know what?
A little early on that one.
I know he seems, but again, he did take a team to the Super Bowl.
Let's let the cake bake.
Yeah, he took a team to the Super Bowl and got dredged, man. He gave them all wedgies.
I think he took a uniform to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure anybody was in it, to be honest.
He took the bus, and that was about as far as he got. Come on.
I saw a lot of kids dressed up as him at Halloween time.
Again, a lot of it is some of this is projecting into the future a bit, and the reason I have him so far is he's got Sean McVay, and obviously they're working out problems right now. Mainly it's their offensive line, and also just that Todd Gurley is not Todd Gurley anymore, and obviously I think they'll get another running back similar to Todd Gurley, and it might be Henderson, Darrell Henderson, who's already on the team, and when they might make the switch sometime in this year. But I think they'll get it worked out. He still actually played well this year. I know none of you will believe me in that, but he has played well. It's just that he can't stand in the pocket because the offensive line is so bad. Besides like Whitworth. So
Cool.
And I will say, for a lot of people, for his career, Roethlisberger's been better than either Matt Ryan, Philip Rivers. Again, why he's lower is because future-wise, after that arm injury, I don't know how much he has left.
Well, I think he's another one that's going to bail.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
That's why I just wanted to say that's why he's lower, because his winning percentage is better than any of the other guys. He's 66%, 5% on touchdowns, 2.6 on INTs, and he averaged 7.8 yards per passing attempt, which is actually very, very good. So the one tier above that, I call them the Burley Ballers.
The Burley Ballers. Say that fast. Burley Ballers.
Burley Ballers.
Yeah.
They are at 7. I have Matthew Stafford. At 8, I have Carson Wentz. And at number 9, I have Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Okay. Well, Carson Wentz. I'm sorry.
He's looking better. He's recovering. They're on a winning streak.
Of those three,
They will
I have the
surprise
most
people.
respect for Matthew Stafford. I mean, the man has been exemplar on that team, which is once he lost. What's the big
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
What did they call him?
Megatron.
Megatron.
Yeah, Megatron. And he stayed healthy somehow.
Well, and he's never really had a running back. I mean, they've never had any.
Unfortunately, Kerryon Johnson, I thought was that running back, but he's gotten injured for the year again, second year in a row. So
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say, I know some people would be against, because obviously Dak Prescott and Wentz have better winning percentages. Again, kind of like what you said, Matthew Stafford in a vacuum, I think is better than both those guys, and there's no disrespect to him. I just think his mobility, his arm, and I just think
His track record.
Yeah, he's also just. I think he's
Sample
a lot.
size.
Yeah, I just think his caginess. If you watch some of the throws, like he had against the KC, where he's throwing it between like two guys, it's just again like his willingness to make throws, his understanding on how to make those throws consistently, are on a very high level, is why I have him above those.
So
two.
did Wentz get paid yet? Because
Yes,
obviously,
he did.
Okay, Prescott didn't yet, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So Wentz has gotten the big money already.
Yeah.
Next.
And the next one is I call them the Twilight Kings.
Twilight Kings.
They're
That's a polka band, isn't it?
they're probably, some people would probably think they're too low. It's just, again, future wise, I don't know how many years they have left, but they are Tom Brady at number 5,
Frankenstein.
and then Drew Brees at number 6.
Short man.
So
Yeah. Igor.
yeah,
Excuse me, my hump.
Yeah.
and again,
We got that.
and again, these guys are up this high because again, I
Hall
know
of Famers.
they're both
First round.
Hall of Famers. You have 7 Super Bowls between them.
Yeah.
Brady's won the MVP. Actually, bizarrely enough, Drew Brees has not won the MVP, even though it feels
Seriously?
like he has never won the MVP.
Wow.
But again, and again, I know people say statistics don't matter, but to me, again, for touchdowns, they both are at 5.5 for Brady. Drew Brees is 5.3. Those are above the levels, but particularly for interceptions, Brady is at 1.8%, and Drew Brees is at 2.4%, which
Pretty impressive.
kind of shows you, again, like they don't turn the ball over. They score touchdowns when they get in the red zone, or just in general, like when they're throwing the ball, there's a high percentage. Tom Brady's winning percentage is absurd. It's 78%.
78%.
And Drew Brees, who's great, and obviously from a player point, I don't think is that far off from Brady, is 59%. So that does tell you the difference, I think, in Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
And
Coaching and game plan.
And Sean Payton's good, but obviously that also goes back to his days with the Chargers, why Drew Brees is maybe a little lower.
So Brady's won 8 games out of every 10. Almost. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, now we come to that top level, the elite.
The elite. And I will start actually with the bottom and go up on this one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Spice that up.
Number 4 is Deshaun Watson.
Too young.
Number 3, Patrick Mahomes.
Bad haircut.
Number 2, Russell Wilson.
Too short.
Number 1, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, here we go.
There it goes.
Big old noggin. That head down. That's some serious head in that helmet right there now.
People aren't agreeing with you on that. You got to keep them from the door.
So, any of these guys you...
Oh, I do think Rodgers, has more gifts than, anybody there. I mean, the only thing, the difference is, like, Brady was in a system where they could actually win some Super Bowls. If Rodgers had been gifted with that kind of coaching, they would have won some Super Bowls.
Yeah, McCarthy burned a lot of years there that weren't so good.
Well, I mean, you knew, okay, we're going to run it to the right, we're going to run it to the left. Now Aaron's going to go back.
And had no running back for a long time.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
And obviously, the top 2 guys, they have a lot of bigger sample size, so it is more impressive. The other 2 guys have such a small sample size, even though their percentage is impressive. This is why they have these guys cut above, is their touchdown percentage per throw is all 6 or above for all of them. Aaron Rodgers is 6.1, Russell Wilson is 6.1, Patrick Mahomes is 7.6, and Deshaun Watson is 6.2. Again,
good stuff.
Why Aaron Rodgers is number 1? He averages 8.4 yards per attempt, which only Patrick Mahomes, I think, is higher at 8.8. But again, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have the depth of sample size as Aaron Rodgers has. This is the most absurd one. His interception percentage is 1.4%.
Rodgers?
Yeah. Again, Tom Brady, who is the best quarterback of his generation, is 1.8.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Wow. And we've gone through that list of folks that can throw the ball, run, whatever. This is cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I'll just say real quick is just obviously Deshaun Watson. I worry about him the most just because of durability, and also I don't know how good Bill O'Brien is as a coach. I know Andy Reid is a good coach. I know Pete Carroll is a good coach, even though I know it's not. He's not an offensive coach. Matt LaFleur, I think, has shown enough that I think he's a pretty good coach.
It's 8 games.
Yeah, I know. It's a small sample size, but I don't know. But I will say, well, we have enough sample size with Bill O'Brien. Deshaun Watson's the one I worry about, not because of him, but just because of his situation. So,
yeah, he is it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's another good episode of Sports and Other Stuff. You've wasted 20 really good minutes, but you learned a lot, maybe. We are the Sport Weasels, reminding you, if you put 25 cents under your hat, you'll have secret headquarters. So long.